Hi friends, this is Mangalaprathaban talking from India. Today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of enhancing speaking skills for IELTS speaking module. Majority of us who are getting trained do well in the IELTS speaking module ought to really keep in mind that our ability to excel in oral communication can improve only with persistent practice. Consistency is the hallmark of any training. Anybody who trains the candidate to score the highest possible band ought to keep in mind the following inputs. Number one, we need to work on the vocabulary of the candidate. The candidate has to really learn the basics of vocabulary, the importance of using the vocabulary in various contexts. Could also be trained to understand the collocations. Yes, friends. So it's not just easy to work on vocabulary by just mastering the spelling and the pronunciation. It's quite important for each of the test takers to work on the multiple layers of meaning associated with words they use. And they should also make sure they keep working on the collocations or the word partners that those words are associated. Apart from this, it's quite significant for each test taker to get to know the formal standard English. In other words, I would say there should be accent neutralization, which ought to be done in order to make sure that you speak internationally intelligible English. That's very important. You need to avoid your mother tongue influence. Number three, you need to also work on wide range of ideas or themes associated with the test. Keep working. I have a specific strategy that I use in my training session. I ask them to make a list of 200 different topics, especially for the part two. So what are we supposed to do with that? We need to help them to develop a comprehensive plan to speak on those topics for about 2 minutes. Each topic that the candidate has to speak for about 2 minutes. And the training program can be highly successful only when we record and replay what the candidate has spoken. On certain occasions, the candidates might go wrong in terms of vocabulary or usage or pronunciation or sometimes even connectives. So learn connectives. That's the second step that I always ask the candidates to keep in mind. Use extensive range of appropriate connectives. How do we do this? The best way to learn the contextual applications of connectives could be to, go and listen to varieties of speeches, identify the discourse markings, and make sure that you can make use of these connectives in the real-time scenario. If we don't really work on these connectives effectively, then it is going to be very tough for us to communicate effectively and coherently. What's quite important is thematic relevance of your speech. And a comprehensive preparation for the speech is mandatory. Besides all these, you need to really make sure that you are ready to face any number of questions in the third part of the test. So always expect a series of questions which could go against whatever you stated. Sometimes it could be also seeking additional information. So you may have to really work on discussion type questions. And your discussion ought to take place every day, either with a fellow learner or a fellow participant, or sometimes with the trainer himself or herself. So that is going to really change the way you communicate. And how is it going to help you in real life? Just leave the test. When you think about the real life scenario, whatever you want to discuss with a native speaker or with a citizen of a country where English is the mother tongue, it is going to be easy for you to understand how to put forth an idea, how to really contradict the particular opinion, and how to really influence somebody, right? So it could be all about persuasion or contradiction, or it could be expressing an opinion, right? So Going against a particular opinion need not be followed the way that we do it in our country. It should be followed in accordance with the international standards. That is why we say listen to varieties of international English. So that's going to really change the way you communicate with other people. If you don't really work on listening, it's going to be very difficult for you to work on your speaking, because your speaking is completely conditioned by your listening. You need to keep on listening to varieties of formal discussions, diverse discourses, especially interviews, debates, discussions, and that will change the way you communicate with people because you understand the basics of formal language. Please remember, there is always what you call formal language register and informal language register. So you need to really work on formal language register for each of the topics that you've listed. Create a question bank of about 300 to 400 questions for part one. Keep working on it. Ask yourself, what would be the best answer? How would you answer it? And that's the case with the part three, where it is based on part two. So what you need to do is for each part two question, develop a series of 10 to 15 questions and try to answer them. Only then you can do the best. I hope this particular video supports you, helps you, motivates you to do the best. In case you need further support, you're free to call us. We are here to do the best. We at the Fluency Center do the best for you to make sure that you become highly successful in your communication, right? Wish you all success. Have a great day. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye. See you.